to see the difference. And instead, I mean, I'll go back to my toothpicks. JD Vance just put one little toothpick on top of the other and said, and I'm for this and I'm for this. And I'm so sorry those women died. They died because of Donald Trump.
The people at MSNBC are having a meltdown over the vice president debate where JD Vance objectively and undoubtedly wiped the floor with Tim Walz, where I think even Tim Walz is going to vote for Trump and JD Vance now. The walls are closing in, so to speak. But let's see what these panelists got to say.
When getting pizza at, I think this is a place on 10th Avenue. I think I know this place. You see Secret Service and other folks around, but there he is paying for the pizza. We think that both the candidates are overnighting in New York before they head back out onto the campaign trail tomorrow. Our friends, it's called Justino's, I'm advised. Our colleague Simone Sanders Townsend has joined us. Simone, what do you think of the debate?
Well, Rachel,
yes.
Look.
Yeah.
I'm in the Nicole Wallace caucus tonight.
Okay.
Let me just say this, that debates are about performance and they are about policy. And why this debate was very important is that there are many Americans out there, not just moderate Republicans, they're base Democratic voters that are saying they want to and need to hear more. Now, I think it is very fair for people to want to criticize those base Democratic voters and say,
did they clone Joy Reid at MSNBC? I'm seeing double here. 2 Joy Reids.
People to want to criticize those base Democratic voters and say, well, what more do you need? You can do that, but that is their lived reality. And so if you are trying to win their votes, you have to meet them where they are. There were so many niceties on that debate stage tonight. I am just kind of like, well, if you agree so much with JD Vance, why should they vote for you? I fully believe that Governor Walz went out there tonight and did what was practiced in debate prep. Did what the strategy was that the team put together. That was not the Governor Walz that I had seen out on the campaign trail. That's not the Governor Walz that I had seen during the Veep stakes, right? That was not the JD Vance that I know to be true. I mean, goodness, JD Vance was on that stage. He was sorry about Amber Thurman. He was sorry about he was sorry about a lot of stuff. We get things wrong, but do you agree with the policy? And then I just, that's not the Margaret and Nora that I know. Margaret don't do that on Sunday morning. So I just think that I know that there's so many people out there that want normal. They want normalcy. They just want, just be able to just disagree with, you said a lot of things I agree with. This is not a normal election. JD Vance is actually not Paul Ryan. And Donald Trump sure as heck is not Mitt Romney. Okay? And what happened on that debate stage tonight was not enough contrast, was not clear enough for people sitting at home or frankly who will probably consume this through the clips in their local news or here on MSNBC or on social media to distinguish and make a difference. Sure, Governor Pritzker was absolutely correct. He did a lot of lies, and people know he was correct about one part. JD Vance did a lot of lying. But everyone doesn't know that JD Vance is lying. There is somewhere right now a Republican TikTok creator putting up a little clip talking about how, yes, Donald Trump saved Obamacare.
Right.
There was no one there some of this, so I think that Governor Walz got better on the counter blocking and tackling in the second half, but still.
But on that Obamacare point, so Walz came in and said, Donald Trump was trying to get rid of Obamacare, and he signed on to this lawsuit, lost it, and then had a bill to get rid of it and would have got there had it not been for John McCain. You don't think that was a good enough rebuttal?
JD Vance said, well, Donald Trump strengthened and saved Obamacare. That's what he came back and said.
Right.
It's the audacity. I agree with you that we're in year 9 and no one knows how to cover the audacity. The audacity is that someone should have said, stop it, stop. Are you effing kidding me? And they should have dropped that F-bomb, right? I mean, they should have just, this is a debate. This may be the only chance people have to see the difference. And instead, I'll go back to my toothpicks. JD Vance just put one little toothpick on top of the other and said, and I'm for this and I'm for this. And I'm so sorry those women died. They died because of Donald Trump. One man had a litmus test for the people he put on the Supreme Court, and he put not 1, not 2, but 3 on because they passed a litmus test that they would overturn Roe. And that's why Amber died. That's why that little boy doesn't have a mom. And nobody made that reality come to light. Because I think even if you didn't get the contrast you were looking for, neither did you get any wake up and smell the smelling salts. You were sort of lulled into normalcy.
That woman, Nicole Walz, what the heck was she even talking about? She brought up toothpicks and, Yeah, made absolutely no sense, that woman. But going to her point about the smishmortion, I talked about this in another video. They're blaming Republicans for the passings of these women because they chose to get smishmortions. I talked about this in the other video about David Pacman. These women, it wasn't like this is they didn't pass away because unfortunately there was health complications, and if they didn't do something, the mother was gonna pass. That's not what happened. These women, they chose to get smishmortions. They were given these dangerous smishmortion pills, and because of the complications of the smishmortions, they went in then after to try to get help, but unfortunately that would fall under the law because, well, that would be the doctors aiding in a smishmortion. So they weren't able to get any of the care or what have you, and they passed. But they just leave it at the Republicans. They don't blame the smishmortion pills at all. My question is, what is in these pills, and should we be giving these to women? And to my original point, JD Vance wiped the floor with Tim Walz. And that's why they're all flipping out. Because the woman earlier, the young Joy Reid over here, the younger Joy Reid, was saying how, oh yeah, that's not the JD Vance that I've seen, and that's not the Tim Walz that I know. Yeah, it's because you're viewing everything through the lens of the media, to how they portray him. They portrayed JD Vance as weird. Oh, he doesn't like cat women, cat ladies. And Tim Walz is this great, amazing guy, manly man, stud. And yeah, and what you saw last night is just reality. So people are gonna, and then they panic because, oh, there's no one to fact check. They want the moderators to just fact check. But what they mean by fact check is not fact check both sides. They want to fact check just the Republicans, just the right, because that's the only way they can win any sort of debate or any sort of narrative of convincing people, is by limiting what one person could say and let the other person say whatever they want. That's why they always have to try to take control of like social media and get private businesses involved in censoring people. That's why they do all that stuff, because they don't have winning arguments just by themselves. They have to win the argument by controlling the narrative. And when these debates happen, when you have JD Vance versus Tim Walz, well, JD Vance is going to come on top because he has the better arguments. Same thing when it was Donald Trump and Joe Biden. And that's what's going on. Now all the left-leaning media is flipping out. But what do you guys think? Do you guys agree with me? Or do you think that Tim Walz actually had the better showing? Sound off in the comments below. Like my video. Give the bell notification a click. Subscribe to my channel. You'll be helping me out a lot. And I'll see you guys later.